What's going on there, YouTube? It's Ray and Cryptos. Just want to go over a few things today. First, the state of the cryptocurrency market, where we're at, and secondly, some of my top picks in December and also through 2018. I'm kind of giving you a little bit of a heads up of where I see the market trends and some of the top coins I see going on to next year. So looking at the overall leaderboard, we're seeing here by current market cap. If we look at on-chain FX, your top three is still your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, and Bitcoin Cash. Going over to cryptocurrency coin market cap website, we look at the overall total market cap. We can get a good understanding. We're at 350 billion, still really trending in a very positive direction. Not at all-time highs, but pretty close. Just shy of all-time highs right now. But here's a really nice chart for those who have not seen it. It's the percentage of total market dominance or capitalization by a particular coin. So if you look at the last 3 months, you can really get a perspective of who's dominating the market as of late, and you can see here obviously it's Bitcoin. A very interesting trend though from a total market capitalization standpoint is the fact that you're seeing this downtrend in Ethereum. You see that little blip here? That was the pump and dump from Bitcoin Cash, and that's kind of settled out as you see here as late. It's still holding a strong market position. A very interesting little blip here towards the end, though, is IOTA, and we are going to talk about IOTA today as well. So let's get right into it. So my number one pick going into the month of December, actually it's my buy right now, and I think it's a sleeper, and I don't understand why it hasn't already taken off. It's Substratum. Substratum, I think, has had a pop. It was kind of in the, I would say around 10-cent average for a few weeks, and then it's crept up, but I've expected it to go up a lot more than it has. It had a high of around 50 cents. I think it was like around 48 cents if I'm not mistaken. 37 cents, is that right? 37 cents. 37 cents. I expected it to be a lot higher. Now, why am I saying that? In a few days, I think 10 days from now, on December 14th, there's going to be an FCC vote to reverse or eliminate the current net neutrality laws that have been put in place by the previous Obama administration. Now, that's pretty big from a U.S. standpoint. How does that tie into Substratum? So net neutrality today prevents companies having to pay for fast lanes or for users to pay for specific internet services. Instead, you're getting the broadband usage from your internet service provider. So you don't have to say, hey, I want to pay for web and email and maybe Netflix, and that's all you get. So we're not getting these carved package deals that could potentially occur with the reversal of net neutrality. So because of that, it's kind of like the stars are aligned now for Substratum. So why Substratum, and what problem does Substratum solve? So if for those who are not familiar with Substratum, I highly recommend that you go to their website, read the white paper. I'm only going to go over this for a couple minutes, but at a high level, what Substratum does is they're going to decentralize the web. So they're going to turn your computer at home into into a host, and everyone who becomes or runs the the nodes on the Substratum network gets rewarded substrate. So instead of having a central web hosting service like a GoDaddy, Amazon Web Services, along with DNS web hosting for domain names, where it's kind of a central repository, if you want to say, or central web authority. They're completely decentralizing. That's huge. So countries that have firewalls like China that filter out certain websites are not really going to have that opportunity with this Substratum technology. So really big as a counter to net neutrality. It's really big as a counter to a lot of these governments and filtering of websites behind some of these large government firewalls. So big problems, real world problems that Substratum is solving. They've gone through their global Alpha 1 that was successful. They're going currently through, I believe, in Alpha 2. I believe they have a roadmap here. I'm going to see if I can dig that up. It could be at the bottom of the main page. Just go back to Substratum. It should be down towards. They usually put it down towards the bottom. Yes. So, so it was founded February. They launched in July of this year. August they did their ICO. They just so then they did their first website launched. I guess that's their version 2 of their website launch. So it's not their first. That would have been the second one. Then the Substratum tokens hit exchanges. October they got listed on Binance, and then they got new offices in Ohio, and November they got listed on KuCoin. As I mentioned, they finished successfully their Alpha 1 test, and they're going to be doing their Alpha 2 test, and they just launched this website that I'm showing you right now. So I really think this one has the potential for a lot more growth and from a gain standpoint. So again, this isn't financial advice. This is just my perspective on this from an educational standpoint, looking at all the variables in the market. Just to let everybody know, full disclosure, I do own Substratum. I'm excited for the project. So everyone out there knows my position on this, and I think it's a huge sleeper, and I think it has plenty of room to grow. And I would expect this to pop after the FCC ruling on the 14th. But you never know. This market can be very interesting. The next one we're going to talk about is IOTA. Now, IOTA is at an all-time high, so I like looking at on-chain effects. So when you look in here, it's 0 days from its all-time high and only 5% off. So I think IOTA is a long-term investment at this point. I think it's got growth over the next years to come. So this is one of those longer-term picks. I don't suggest buying into it at the present time. I do not own any IOTA, full disclosure. I am looking to build a position in IOTA. But I think their partnerships with Microsoft, their blockchain technology, the Tangle technology, I think it's revolutionary, and I think it's a great place to put some money that has some future room to grow. But I would not invest at this present price level. I'd wait for the FOMO and the pumping to relax a little bit. Wait for those dips, and if you get the opportunity, I mean, look at that volume. Definitely buy into IOTA. So again, that's a long term for 2018 and beyond. Next is Dash. Now, another one that's let's take a look at on-chain effects. Pretty much at all-time highs. Again, wait for the dips on this one as well. Dash is I think a strong contender to be around in this space for quite some time. They have some interesting technologies. They have it's a currency. It's a very fast cryptocurrency. It has fast transactions. It is mineable. It also has master nodes, which are proof of stake. It's had large growth, good governance, and they do set aside a good amount of money for marketing, which I think is important nowadays, is getting the name out there. And they're trying to get their hooks into lots of different markets, like the cannabis distribution market is one of them. So if they hit on a couple of these markets, this price is just going to continue to rise. But again, that's the projections right now. Is a lot of people still think this is an undervalued coin. It's a pretty high price. It's had a lot of growth just over this year. So if we were talking, this time last year it was at $9, and now we're looking at something that's over $800. That's tremendous growth. But there's still a lot of people that their agreement that this has more room to grow because of lots of things. They're great marketing. A lot of their coins are locked up in master nodes, and they do have a limited supply. So that strong marketing, potential new markets, kind of the stars are in line for Dash. They do have a privacy feature, which is very interesting, and that will lead us to our next coin of choice, which is Monero, or XMR. Same thing here. It's at its all-time highs. Wait for it to back off a little bit. Very similar to Dash from that standpoint. So I think you're seeing a theme here. I strongly think a mix of tokens or currencies that are solving real world problems, or have a specific market niche in demand. Where you're looking at that with IOTA, you're looking at that with Substratum, and you're looking at that with these privacy tokens. So I'm going to go to the last privacy token for the day, and that's Zcash. I still think Zcash right now is probably it's probably a decent buy. I mean, you can catch it on the dips. And full disclosure, I do own a Zcash, and let's see how it's actually trading right now. It's down 1%. Let's see here. Recent all-time high, it was about $370, $380 at this peak here, and we're currently at $324. So not too shabby. I still think, if you're buying on these dips from off the all-time high, if you can get a trough like this, I think it's highly advantageous. Now, my final pick for next year and beyond is EOS. EOS, the ICO that just never ends. I think it's a great buy if you can get it, off its peak. Right now, I don't own any EOS. Just full disclosure, it's only one day off its all-time high, and it's only down 2%. So it's another one of those. You need to watch it. You need to pick those moments where you can get in, and just try to build a position as much as you possibly can. Great technology, solves a lot of the problems that they're in place today with Ethereum from a scalability standpoint. Hearing up to 80 transactions per second, where you're only in the teens with Ethereum. All right. Again, I don't want to just keep rambling on. I really wanted to get this out there. I want you guys to crush it. I want you guys to profit. I want you guys to be involved in these communities and these exciting projects that are changing the world. It's just, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity to be part of something like this in the early stages. So thank you for your time, and please subscribe, like, and comment below. And again, this is an investment advice. This is just my perspective on the market and some of the things that I'm thinking about based on the data, based on what I'm seeing in the marketplace and the market conditions. And I really hope you guys have a great ending to this year and beyond in cryptocurrencies. Okay, everyone, take care. We'll catch you on the next one.